I lost the bet at exactly 2:14 a.m. Not metaphorically. Not dramatically. Literally. My wrist console flashed red, the digital contract dissolved, and my apartment lights flickered once as the system registered the loss. A tiny chime played, cheerful and cruel. Congratulations, participant number 88 Alpha. You have lost your stake. I stared at the message while sitting on my couch in a shirt I had spilled noodles on 2 hours earlier. I was tired, underpaid, and deeply regretting every decision that had led me to this moment. All because of a stupid interspecies gambling app. To be fair, when the app had appeared on the extranet, it was advertised as harmless entertainment, cross-galactic probability exchange, low-stakes fun with real-time alien participants. Humanity had only joined the wider galactic network 5 years ago, and everyone wanted a piece of the novelty. Chat with aliens. Play alien games. Bet on alien sports. I told myself I was just curious. The first bets were trivial, credits equivalent to pocket change. Guess the color of gas clouds in remote nebulae. Predict the outcome of zero-gravity curling matches. I won some, lost some. It was fun. Then a new category unlocked. Sentient outcome stakes. I should have logged off right there. Instead, I clicked. A message appeared from a participant named VYRLAS of House Varelia. Profile picture. An elegant alien silhouette, luminous eyes, head crowned with shimmering tendrils like liquid starlight. The prompt. A minor royal of the Zaltheran Empire will attempt the right of sovereign claim. Will she succeed? Odds. 50-50. Stake. 1 favor of equivalent value, enforceable by galactic contract. I thought it was roleplay. I thought the favor was flavor text. I thought, oh, this is cute interactive fiction. So, I bet against her success. Because I like underdogs. And because I assumed the whole thing was scripted. At 2:14 a.m., the result posted. Write complete. Claim successful. You lose. I groaned and threw my head back on the couch. Okay, I muttered. Very funny. App. You got me. Now where's the thanks for playing screen? Instead, a new message appeared. By galactic binding, the favor is owed. Await claimant contact. My wrist console locked the app. No uninstall option. No settings. Just a single symbol pulsing gently, like a heartbeat. I laughed nervously. This is a scam, I told myself. A very elaborate, illegal scam. Then there was a knock at my door. Not a polite tap. Not a neighbor's quick rapping. A single, heavy, resonant impact that made the metal frame vibrate. At 2:17 a.m., I froze. Another knock. Softer this time. Controlled. I swallowed, stood, and padded to the door. The hallway peephole camera activated automatically, and I found myself staring at something that absolutely, unequivocally did not belong in my apartment building. She stood nearly 2 meters tall, draped in robes that shimmered like oil on water. Her skin was a deep, rich blue-black, speckled with faint star-like motes. Her eyes glowed silver. A delicate crown of crystalline arcs floated just above her head, rotating slowly, without support. Behind her, my corridor lights flickered, dimmed, then steadied, as if intimidated. She inclined her head slightly toward the camera. I am VYRLAS, she said through the door, her voice echoing with layered harmonics. Minor princess of the Zaltheran Empire. I have come to collect what is owed. I stared. My brain provided one coherent thought. I live in a rented 1-bedroom apartment with laundry on the floor. I opened the door because, in hindsight, I lack survival instincts. She stepped inside with impossible grace, her robe never brushing the dirty welcome mat. She surveyed my living room, The couch, the noodle stain, the stack of unpaid bills, with polite, measured interest. "This dwelling," she said. "It is small, but you possess it." "I rent," I blurted. Her eyes brightened slightly. "Even better. A temporary sovereign." I rubbed my temples. "Princess, I think there's been a misunderstanding. That bet was just a game. A digital. It was a legally binding probability contract under the Interstellar Accord." She lifted a slender hand, and a holographic sigil appeared between us, my wrist console symbol mirrored in the air. "Your species was granted full participation rights 2 years, 3 months, and 9 days ago." I didn't read the terms of service. Few do. Yet law remains. I sank onto the couch. "So, what exactly is the favor?" Vyarlass folded her hands, the floating crown above her spinning once. "I require asylum." I blinked. "Asylum?" "Yes. On your world. Under your protection. For 1 planetary cycle." I stared. "You're a princess. Of an empire. Why would you need asylum from anything?" Her luminous gaze dimmed slightly. "Because my success in the right of sovereign claim has made me a threat to my rivals. My death is already being plotted. The Accord permits me to seek refuge among newly contacted civilizations, but only through binding contract invitation." She inclined her head toward me. "You lost the bet. Therefore, you invited me." My mouth opened, closed. I looked around my tiny apartment again. The noodle stain, the bills, the flickering ceiling light that needed replacing, and the alien princess who could probably buy this entire city with pocket change. "I can't protect you," I said weakly. "I'm not even good at protecting my leftovers from mold." "You are human," she said. "That is sufficient. Being human isn't a superpower." She regarded me with solemn certainty. "Your species is unpredictable, resilient, and terrifyingly inventive when cornered." I wasn't sure whether to feel proud or insulted. Before I could answer, every electronic device in the room buzzed at once. My wrist console flashed urgent red. My phone displayed symbols I didn't recognize. The air itself seemed to tighten. Vyarlass turned toward the window. "Ah," she said. "They have found me." Outside, the night sky above the city rippled like disturbed water. Lights in distant buildings flickered. A low hum rolled through the air, rising in pitch. I swallowed. "What happens now?" She looked down at me. "I remain under your roof. You are obligated to deny all claimants. If they take me, your contract breaks and your species loses credibility under the Accord. Future treaties, trade, technology sharing, all compromised." I stared at her. "You're saying if I don't protect you, humanity gets blacklisted from space diplomacy?" She nodded. "No pressure," I said faintly. A new sound cut through the hum outside, something like tearing fabric. Reality itself splitting. A vertical slit of blinding white opened in the sky beyond my window. Shapes moved inside the light. Tall, armored, inhuman. Vyarlass stepped behind me. "Open your door," she said. I blinked. "The front door?" "Yes. That leads to the hallway. That is still your domain." I stood, mostly because my legs decided for me, and opened the apartment door. The hallway was empty, but the air was different. Charged. Heavy. A figure emerged at the far end of the corridor, as though stepping out of shadow. It was clad in black armor with edges that gleamed like sharpened night. Its face was a smooth, mirrored mask reflecting my terrified expression back at me. A voice spoke directly into my mind. "Relinquish the claimant. She is ours by imperial law." I swallowed hard. Every instinct screamed to step aside. But then I remembered the bills, the rent, the quiet little life I had, and that somehow Through a stupid bet, I had just been handed responsibility for my entire species' reputation. I stood in the doorway. "No," I said. The armored figure tilted its head. "You are insignificant." "True," I replied. "But I'm home, and she's my guest." Behind me, the wireless let out a sound that might have been amusement. The figure raised one arm. Energy gathered. The hallway lights shattered in showers of sparks. I did the only thing that came to mind. I grabbed my phone, opened the emergency broadcast app, and hit the button for public live stream. If I was going down, I was at least going to make it very public. "Hey everyone," I said to the camera, my voice shaking. "So, aliens are invading my apartment." The armored figure paused, confused, distracted. The wireless stepped forward, lifting her hands. Silver light poured from her palms, forming a shield that pushed the figure back into the corridor. "Human," she said urgently. "Hold your ground."
So I did.
Neighbors started opening doors. People leaned into the hallway, recording, shouting questions, swearing in 3 languages. The live stream numbers climbed. Thousands. Tens of thousands. The armored figure hissed mentally. "This world is not yet part of the Empire. You interfere illegally." I swallowed. "This world is part of the internet," I said. "Good luck keeping this quiet." A second tear in reality opened in the sky outside. Then a third. Warped light spilling into the night. And then something unexpected happened. Military aircraft roared overhead. Sirens wailed. Global defense networks, primitive by galactic standards but stubbornly effective, came online. Cameras pointed skyward. Governments woke up very fast. The galaxy had come to claim a princess. And humanity had noticed. The wireless glanced at me, eyes gleaming. "You truly are terrifyingly inventive," she murmured. Hours passed in a blur of light, sound, and chaos. Negotiations unfolded over open channels. Zaltheran officials argued legality. Human diplomats demanded explanation. Every screen on Earth broadcast the same message. Alien incursion. Human civilian hosts imperial asylum claimant. Eventually, the tears in the sky sealed. The armored intruders vanished. The humming faded. Dawn arrived. I sat on my couch again, exhausted, with the wireless standing serenely beside the window, gazing at the rising sun. "You are safe?" I asked.
"For now," she said.
"My rivals have withdrawn. They will not strike while your species watches." I laughed weakly. I literally lost a bet. She turned to me, regal and luminous. "And by doing so, you altered the balance of galactic politics." I groaned and rubbed my face. "Next time I'm betting on sports highlights." She gave a soft, musical chuckle. "Do not worry, human. I shall not be an ungrateful guest. My empire will reward your world for its hospitality, technology, medicine, clean energy." I blinked. "Wait, are you saying Earth just got alien tech because I clicked the wrong button?" She nodded. "More or less." I leaned back on the couch and stared at the ceiling. Somewhere in the distance, sirens still echoed. The world buzzed with the shock of First Contact's violent sequel. And in my living room stood a galactic princess drinking a cup of instant coffee I had offered her. It occurred to me that history would remember this day. The day humanity gained a powerful ally among the stars. The day a terrifying empire learned humans did not back down easily. The day a princess sought refuge on Earth. And it all began with a simple bet. I sighed. "Princess." "Yes. Can we maybe renegotiate my favor for next year?" She smiled. "Oh, human. Next year, we shall play for much higher stakes." The news never stopped for 3 days. Every network on Earth replayed the footage. The tear in the sky, the armored figure in my hallway, my shaking hand holding a phone like a weapon, and a glowing alien princess calmly standing behind me as if this was all perfectly normal. Commentators argued over legality, theology, and whether humanity had just joined a war without meaning to. Meanwhile, I was still trying to clean noodle stains out of my couch. VYRLAS stayed quietly in my apartment, watching the planet adapt to the reality of her existence. She spent hours speaking with human diplomats through holographic projectors, explaining galactic law, imperial rivalries, and the stakes of her asylum. She never once sounded afraid, only determined. On the fourth night, she stood on my balcony, gazing at the city lights below. "They will not attack again," she said. "Not openly. Not after witnessing your response." I joined her outside. "You mean live streaming?"
"That," she said.
"And your military mobilization. And your civilians confronting armored Imperial knights with nothing but curiosity and cameras. Your species is profoundly troublesome." I snorted. "We've been called worse." Her crown rotated slowly above her head, reflecting the dawn. "My father, the Emperor, has agreed to honor the contract. I remain under your protection for one planetary cycle. In return, my house will sponsor Earth's introduction into the greater galactic community." I leaned on the railing, letting that sink in. "So, humanity gets alien technology, medicine, clean power, and a diplomatic seat among the stars." "Yes. Because I lost a bet." She turned to me, eyes gleaming with amusement. "Because you honored it." For the first time, I realized that was the real difference between humanity and the empires beyond the stars. Not strength, not technology, not ships or weapons, but stubborn adherence to ridiculous principles, even when they came from unread terms of service. The next morning, ships appeared in orbit. Not warships, sleek silver diplomatic vessels bearing gifts, emissaries, and treaties. The world watched as humanity stepped onto a galactic stage far larger than it had ever imagined. And somewhere in the fine print of every agreement, a small clause appeared in translated Zaltharan script. Earth's protectorate rights, established by binding favor contract. Host, one human civilian. My name, on every treaty, on every interstellar document, in every archive among the stars. History books would call it the Asylum Accord. Children would memorize it in schools. Politicians would argue over it for centuries. And I would always remember the truth. Humanity's first step into the galactic community did not begin with a rocket launch. It began with a stupid app and a princess knocking on my door at night.
The end.